Hi everyone, welcome back to the Victim to Victor podcast. And my name is Anu and I'm your host. On my side here, I have David Challenor again. Hi David.
Hello everybody, and hello Anu.
This is our first live recorded session and we just thought, why not? Why not show our faces? So this is actually workshop number 3. For those of you who have been following us, we have had a couple of workshops prior to this, which you might want to check out if you haven't already. So today is another special episode, and I'll let you take over.
Well, guys, it's going to come in 2 parts. Today, we're going to let go of the past and pain of patterns, and we call them patterns because some people may attach to the negative side, but they're only learning processes we need to let go. So as we detach from the negative side of it, like he did this and she did that, and I'm only like this because of my upbringing, we are creating an energy that holds us and binds us into a place where we cannot grow. So the reason why I'm using patterns, because patterns to me are things we can learn from. Even our most deepest and horrible incidences in our lives, we can learn from them. It's just knowing when and what to let go. But it's going to come in 2 parts because I'd like to make this into 2 parts where there's 2 podcasts. So one where we're letting go of past patterns and pain and hurt. But then I want to show you how to manifest a future of good things in our lives, and that will come in the next podcast. So we've got something to look forward to rather than just negative thoughts.
Yeah, well, this is it, because we do become our thoughts. So if they are consistently negative, then we become just a negative shell.
Definitely.
Yeah, so this is why it's good to obviously try and filter out the negativity and bring in some positivity, some affirmations, right?
Affirmations. And what do we call negativity? Most of it comes from human beings, whether it's jealousy, hate. All these emotions are things that we harbor inside because we don't really feel good about ourselves. So we put out to the universe something that we think is going to make us better. Normally it doesn't.
No.
Because it creates karma, it creates unrest.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you've got a situation where it gets out of hand and it's not good.
Okay, right, fantastic. So how about, because you touched up about some jealousy and what the negativity thoughts are there that exist in our nation, insecurity, competitiveness. Well, competitiveness can also be a positive because, if we're competing with ourselves, it can help to motivate us.
Exactly. But, most people are jealous of something. But with any emotion, basically, the actual chakra we're going to be working with today is our sacral, which is our orange chakra, which is in our tummy area, in our belly button.
Yeah.
Now, I'll go over the process. This process is our emotions: love, hate, jealousy, envy. All these emotions are processed in our stomach. Okay, so when we are talking about feelings and emotions, it's got nothing to do with the heart, because the heart is empathic and pure and unconditional. Now, people don't understand what unconditional is, but unconditional love is something you cannot put a name to. The only way I can ever describe it is it's the love of a mother or a mother's love for a child. You don't really put words to it. It's just an instinct. It's a feeling, and you can't really gain anything from it. You can only just understand it. It makes you feel so powerful in love with that energy.
Yeah,
and it's grown in you, and you've grown from that person. That's the best way I can actually describe that. Whereas the sacral is all about the emotions that we go through that make us maybe unpredictable, really. Like jealousy. I mean, jealousy is a common one.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with every emotion, just remember, if we harbor an emotion, it's because we have a problem with ourselves. So if I'm jealous of you, there's got to be reflection in me that I haven't got what you've got. So because it's making me feel bad, I have to put this feeling of envy or jealousy to try and make myself feel better, because you're thinking, well, she's doing really well and I'm feeling really good. And this is how it works. So when people are jealous, don't sort of like take it to heart. Just realize that they're going through more trouble and more strife than what you are, rather than actually focusing on the actual action. Understand the reason why they've become like this. It's a far greater empowering thing you can possibly do.
So I guess it's like having compassion towards them, rather than, thinking, oh, they're so toxic. It's kind of understanding why they may be feeling that way. And it just, a lot of it boils down to their own insecurities, what they haven't achieved in life.
But, if they were fulfilled in life, they wouldn't need to do that. And if you were falling down in life, they'd be probably the first ones to pick you up. So people they want to be useful. So if you're falling apart, they'll give you lots of help and comfort. If you're all of a sudden becoming stronger and actually transpiring to be better than what they think they are, and then the envy may come in, but accept it as a part of growth. Sometimes people come into your life, and most of the time they go out of your life, which is another subject. I mean, okay. I think you touched on it. There's a reason why you've touched on it. Okay, so as physical beings, we are. Okay, let's go back to love. As physical beings, we need to be loved. Okay, because it's a very, very primal thing. Going back to the sacral. So as far as your sexual part, it's almost like a need and must, a way that humanity needs to procreate, and it's part of survival, because without it, the world would not continue. Okay. So this is a very, very primal. So when people are always talking about sex and actually want that to be the subject, you might feel that they're actually trying to fulfill a security about who they are. And it's to do with their sexuality and how they look and how they appear to the world. Eventually, they'll realise and settle back. Once they've had children or they've got a family, then they see love in a different way. Love changes, and it changes in a way of more nurturing family, and you're a provider. So you almost have taken the role of your parents once more. Higher aspect of love is connected to nature and the love of the universe. And if you've got a belief system, it's that knowing, and it's that feeling of absolute overwhelmed feeling with nothing to show for it. It's just that it's a knowing. So we are on when you start looking at different levels of existence, we have many, depending on how evolved we are. So I would go back to the jealousy, people that, so spirituality, most people work on the idea of ascension. You've heard of the word ascension. So most spiritual people want to ascend. What does that mean? We know that people speak about Jesus ascending because he disappeared from the tomb after he was crucified and put to rest. And we don't know actually what happened there, but a lot of people feel he ascended to a higher plane. So people now realize that you can ascend spiritually by raising your awareness and your vibrations, by living a clean and creative life within yourself. So we're always trying to make ourselves better, but raising our vibrations, so our perceptions is thinking beyond the box rather than in the box. Come back to jealousy. You're still living in the box because you still don't feel you're greater than what's in that box, and you can't expand beyond that because you may be afraid. You don't know how to expand. So it's not a criticism. You just got to allow yourself to let go.
Okay.
If you let go, you will let something in.
Yes. Yeah.
If you hold on to something too tight, it will break.
There's no space then, is there?
There's no rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and so I guess another negative emotion or feeling is that of a hater, a troller.
Yeah.
Criticism.
Yeah, but that's all comes into jealousy. It's almost like you don't want that person to do well because you're jealous of what they are. I mean, you know, people don't hate unless they've got an emotion to make them want to hate.
Yeah.
You know, it's really, there's so many subjects on hate, whether it's belief, whether it's race or color. You know, there's so many, whether you're tall, whether you're slim, whether you're blonde,
Right.
you know, there's lots of things that people, they sort of look at them and want to be like them, but rather than actually aspiring to be like them, they pull them down so that they feel better.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So that's another, but you empowered by that, because at the end of the day, if they want to be like you and they're being like that, and then you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Because I know all over the social media now, there's just so much about just trollers and haters. And I see it in comments. Like there was like a musician playing, and you know they were playing live, and one of the comments from the actual producers was, you know, if you don't like the music, just don't listen to it. Please don't put any negative comments on here because you're not helping our musicians. I just thought, yeah, you're right. Well, why are people so nasty?
When people are trying hard to be creative and they're going out of this box that I've just spoken about, this box is obviously going to come up quite a lot in a minute, okay? So once you start trying to live out of the box and do something different, people try to put labels on you.
Yeah.
And because you are different, but know something, if you are different, you're making a difference.
Yeah.
And if you're making a difference, you will create a lot, maybe negativity, but know that you are doing something well. And the fact you're trying is so powerful.
It is.
So powerful.
And that overwins any negativity anyone could ever think about you, because you're out there doing it. You're out there living your life. You're out there taking risks and taking chances. And that is the greatest gift of them all. So do one haters, right?
No. Just send them peace and love and just smile and think, well, you know, you've got lots of issues and you've got yourself. So,
Yeah.
It's not something you don't fire or charge the energy that they're actually giving to you. You actually pity them and maybe show them a better way.
Yeah. That's the spiritual way.
The greatest and the most powerful word is the one that's not been spoken. And said that to you before. You don't speak it; it leaves them to think about their actions.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need to, you know, make issue of it.
Okay.
Bring it out into the open where it's, you know, public.
Yeah.
Well, you've got to know your own ability and power, and that is the greatest thing of all.
Yes. Yeah. And again, our first talk, we spoke about power and control, how important that is to regain your power.
Yeah.
If it's already been given away to somebody, you know, whether that's in an abusive relationship or, you know, somebody who's been controlling you. Could be a parent, right? It could be an older sibling. So it's about taking that power back, because only then can you start to live a more authentic life.
Yes. Once our mind starts to process, this meditation hopefully will help, because we're going to, anything that's been in your life that's going to go, hopefully this meditation will give you the sense of actually severing them ties.
Yeah.
I don't really know quite how it's going to go.
Okay.
But because I mean, I've done part of this before, but it will come out differently.
Okay, brilliant.
So
you'll be guided.
I'll be guided and it will come through and the right thing will happen. And yeah.
Fantastic. All right then. So shall we start?
We will. Okay, so just to let you understand a little bit about this, you're going to let go of past patterns, albeit whether you've lost somebody, whether it's a love relationship, or whether it's an upbringing problem or work issue related. It could be any subject in your life that gives you grief. Even if it's something that's about you, it's just about you, it's got nothing to do with anybody else, you can actually let go of that too. So even if it was jealousy and hate, or whether you hated yourself, because this is another subject. Some people are so busy hating themselves, they punish themselves, and this is why we get people with eating disorders and drug abuse. So we can let go of that too. It's not always about other people.
Mhm.
Sometimes the greatest punisher is ourselves unto ourselves.
No.
So just giving you a heads up of what we can actually expect. Don't just expect, well, I'm not in love, I've not been bad out of love, or it could be anything emotion that makes you feel it's holding you back.
Mhm.
Okay, so as we all relax now, I shall count from 10 to 1, and something will happen and you will follow, hopefully. So as we start to relax, be aware of our breath. Feel the breath in gently. Breathe in light. Exhale darkness. Breathe in hope. Exhale negativity. Keep bringing in that light, letting something go. Whether it's jealousy, hate, envy, just bring in light. And exhale 10, 9, deeper, 8. Start to feel your limbs relaxing. 7, your form is felt on the chair or the couch you lay. 6, feel the weight of your body molding the couch. 5, your very fingers and toes now have become so relaxed. There's no tension in your hands, your feet, your neck. And in your eyes, feel 4. Feel your eyes just relaxing. Your facial expression is completely relaxed. Keep breathing in light. Be aware of the spine on the couch. Be aware of your shoulders. Feel them just relax and go limp. Breathe. Your breath should be more rhythmic now. Your breath should start to feel at ease. 2. You're almost there in a state of relaxation. You're breathing out any distress of the day and only filling your lungs with beautiful air of light and hope. 1. You are almost there. And in a minute, I'm going to get you to imagine in your mind that you are in your sacral, the chakra of emotions, relationships with yourself, the beautiful orange. And as you go into your sacral, you start to feel the warm colours of amber, rustic reds. You start to feel the warmth, and we see the most beautiful orange and beautiful tapestries within the wall that make this colour so special. Within this wall, you'll see the art crystal of orange nature. Note, this energy is healing you. But note, this place is for you to let go of your emotions. As if by magic now, a Merkaba of energy, a spherical figure of opaque white and beautiful shimmering lights appears in the middle of your room. This vessel is the size of 8 people. You walk closely to your Merkaba. Your Merkaba is an energy where you will travel in your mind to a place that you will be sent to by my vocation. As you enter the Merkaba, you feel as if silence is the most quietest thing that's ever happened in your life. In this Merkaba, it'll be special for all the people listening to this meditation from all around the globe. Will be there with you, like soulmates, new friends. The energy will enter our Merkaba, and when we are all ready, sitting nicely, take a deep breath. As we exhale, we imagine a place where we will travel, and this place will be special. As you exhale, your Merkaba rotates, but you are sitting still, and the outer shell of the Merkaba spins faster, faster. This is a multi-dimensional traveling machine, and you will travel to a place near a river, beautiful river, and you have landed on a green. As the Merkaba stops, it stops. You walk out. All the people that have joined you on this journey are all experiencing the same place and thing. Now, I'd like you to look around and look for the most beautiful things on the ground. But in particular, you will find the most beautiful seed of your choice. Choose your seed and carefully handle your seed, and soon you will find a safe place to plant. You will plant it in a place where you could nurture, so it can grow and become the most fantastic tree of your choice. Place the seed in the soil, and as if by magic, your seed starts to grow. As it grows into the most beautiful tree. Watch it grow, grow, and grow. This tree is symbolic. This tree is an aspect of yourself, your own making, and your own doing. As the tree grows and grows, you'll start to see the most beautiful tree of your choice. Maybe oak, willow, poplar, birch, it's your choice. Maybe you want a fruit tree. It's your choice of tree. As it grows and the branches are full, you start to feel a connection. You start to feel that this tree is somehow you, but in a different form. You start to think about your life, and as if you are trying to understand your blocks in your life. You take out your secateurs and you start cutting the dead branches off. Imagine the branches are emotions of your life that you're letting go. Whether it was hate, jealousy, loss, a loved one that left you, a person that abused you. Start to trim. And as you trim, imagine you are cutting free the negativity that's been in your life that needs to be gone. 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 In your mind, you're purifying, you're reviving and releasing that negativity. And as you keep cutting until you feel the energy of negativity disappearing. Allow that energy to transmute into light. Allow your light to be renewed. And allow yourself to feel free each cut. Soon you'll look at your tree and all your branches of dead wood are now disappearing. But now the seasons are changing. The seasons are changing and the flowers are starting to form. So now you've cut the dead wood. And now the spring has brought the regrowth of the beautiful leaves and flowers. And you are in control of this tree now. Because unknowingly in your mind's eye, you've somehow merged with the tree and you feel as if you are in the very trunk of your tree, looking outwardly. How did that happen? It happened because you let go. You understood the way of nature. You understood that you had a part to play. And as you're looking out at the world from within your tree, you start to realize how powerful the flow of nature in the right hands can be. Soon the flowers will grow and the bees and the insects will flourish and pollinate the tree to create more flowers, more trees. You see the ebb and flow of nature, how busy little trees become. And the leaves start to grow and grow. And the birds make beautiful nests in your boughs of your branches because they feel safe. And they lay their eggs because they feel safe in your arms. They feel safe. And soon the eggs will fledge and hatch. And life will come again. And you will start to see new life leaving the nest. You start to wonder, why did I hold on to so much grief in my life? Why was it so hard for me to let go? No, by letting go, you let something in. Or holding anything is an energy of restraint, stress, pain and sorrow. Let go of your sorrow and allow your pain to diminish. Soon you will start to feel the flowers dying and the petals falling. As the insects have brought life to your tree, now the life that's not needed falls away. Imagine again another layer of yourself, allowing it to fall away. And now the leaves start to fall from the tree, letting more negativity and sorrow leave you. Soon your tree will have no leaves, no flowers, and the cold of winter will be upon us, and the wind will blow, and the cold will feel so harsh as your branches go icy cold. Sometimes in the bleakest of winters, some branches fail to survive, and the winds, they break the stubborn branches, the branches that you in yourself hold in your life, the emotions you will not let go of. Imagine the branches snapping in the wind. Only the flexible new growth will survive the winds and the winter, and they will flourish. Whereas the old, outmoded, strong, harsh branches will snap, allowing new growth. You have now gone a whole cycle where you have let go and you have understood that letting go and physically cutting the letting go opens up new avenues within yourself. It opens up a place in your heart that only you can understand now. Feel the peace and feel the fact that doing something releases you, releases you, releases you to freedom. Energy is now feeling much more centered. In a moment, you feel rejuvenated, and as if by magic, you are standing outside your tree once more. You look at your tree in amazement. The amount of work that you've done and cut away, and yet you stand strong and beautiful. This is an aspect of you standing strong and beautiful. Know that all things in life, all things live, have trauma and stress. But you are the most powerful thing in the world. You can change that. You can make that. You can become stronger. Soon, you will return to your Merkaba with one last glance back. You will return to your Merkaba. Take your seat. As if for some reason there's only you in this Merkaba this time. Maybe your fellow subjects need more time to express what they need to let go. Need not worry. You are there for your own reasons. You are there for your own growth. Soon your Merkaba will start to spin. And as it spins, an energy lifts the Merkaba as if by magic. It floats and floats away into the atmosphere, as if it's going through dimensions and dimensions until it arrives back in your sacral. Your beautiful orange room, where you feel completely at one with yourself. As you step out of your Merkaba, you start to realize you've been on a most fabulous journey of letting go of past patterns and behavior. Sit back and understand how you feel. Is your body relaxed? Is your mind clear? Allow yourself to now absorb your journey. Soon, as if by magic, your energy starts to come back into your body. And as if by magic, you're aware of your fingers and your tips and your toes. And your breath starts to bring an awareness back to the room. When you're ready, you may open your eyes. How did that feel?
Wow.
You did a lot of yawning, by the way.
No, I must have been releasing a lot.
All on camera, by the way.
Wow.
Good job you got good teeth.
Yeah, I was releasing a lot then.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you manage to cut lots of stuff?
Yeah, I think the main one for me was just the feeling of not being good enough.
Really?
A lot of tears as well.
Really? Oh.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Well, tears are good.
Yeah.
Tears release.
That took me somewhere. Wow.
Did it?
Yeah.
Was that the most powerful one out of the ones you've done?
Yeah, I was really intense. I got really dizzy towards the end.
Did you? How did you feel about actually merging with a tree?
Oh, yeah, it's an apple tree.
I knew you were going to have a fruit tree.
Yeah, because
I knew it.
Moira loves apples.
And I knew it was going to be an apple tree.
Did you?
Yeah.
Bizarre, because we were run out of apples as well. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Wow, that is wow. Yeah, I've never felt that. I actually was feeling quite dizzy towards the end.
Really?
Wow,
That's because you really start to let go. Also, you wasn't holding the phone like this time. You could actually go into it a bit more, whereas normally we've been holding the mic.
Yeah, that's so true. Actually, yeah, I was absorbed in it. So yeah, my tip for everyone doing this at home would be to maybe lie down.
Yes, yes.
Because that is really powerful. It really does take you somewhere.
It's a brilliant analogy to think that you've created something from a seed, and that seed is almost like a part of you. It's part of you, and then you almost merge.
Yeah.
But be interesting to see what people actually get from that, because that's just interesting anyway. Because I mean, we don't know how certain meditations work for everybody, but you know.
True. Yeah, I suppose when people are on their own at home as well, it might be quite difficult for them to switch off if they've got a lot going on.
But you can do it as many times as you want. It's not a case of doing it once and then sitting back and saying, "Well, I've done it now."
Yeah,
because you could do it. You can do it again and plant a completely different tree.
Yeah,
and you might want to get rid of something else you've forgotten about. So
that's true.
But the actual how the mind works, we store things up in our lives, in our minds, that have no real value other than the fact that they give us stress and heartache and worry.
Yeah.
So even the worst things in life are trying to get over relationships because they're going deep.
Yeah, it's that grievance process.
Well, it's because you give so much in a relationship. You've given something sexually. You've either created a family. You've created something like a home. So when that has been destroyed, you put a lot of trust in order to get to that stage.
Yeah.
So obviously it's going to be more catastrophic.
Yeah.
I always used to say, to one of my ladies that when I was going through my divorce, it was like a bereavement.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only difference was from somebody that was bereaving. It's like I said to one of my customers, I said to them, well, the difference is that you lost your partner, but you lost them, but all the memories of good stayed with you. When you've had somebody that's been deceitful or cheated on you, it leaves a lasting linger that hurts you in one way, and then they're almost like gone in another. And there's no way of repairing it.
No.
But when you lose somebody and you've had a great marriage or a great relationship and you lose them in bereavement, at least you've got the good memories to rely on.
True. Yeah. It's not ended in such a awful manner.
No. So, but it's still a bereavement. So this is why that relationships are difficult once you're in love, because you are put so much energy into it. And there's so much energy you're going to lose from it. And it could take you 2 years to get over a relationship if you are in love. Most people are not in love. They're just, they think they are. It's a form of attachment.
Okay. Yeah.
I do think that people use the word love to feel safe in themselves and attached. If they feel attached, they feel love. So they feel safe, but they wouldn't feel safe if they were on their own. So sometimes people go into relationships for a different reason, or for a reason of feeling saved.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't, when you need saving, it probably won't actually last, because unfortunately you need to be a saved person before you meet that person to bring any good energy into it.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure you're putting on the other person to fulfill a void.
But they might be trying to fill the void as well, because you attract opposites attract, and like attracts like. So sometimes what we see in somebody else is a mirror of ourselves. So they've got the same sort of like lessons to learn, or the same weaknesses, or the same strengths.
Yeah. Okay.
And they become our lessons.
Yeah.
But when you're truly in love, it's very painful. But it's hard to let go.
Yeah, and other emotions came into that meditation which we didn't talk about already, like judgment. That's very negative, isn't it?
Judgment, yeah. Well, when you're judging something, what are you actually judging? What their achievements or judging their ability? I mean, normally when people judge somebody, it's because they want them to look bad, or they want them to make them feel bad.
Yes.
So again, it's a little bit of a sidestep to jealousy, because it's almost like by judging them, you're actually squashing their creativity.
Yeah.
So if you squash their creativity, they might not be as good at what they're doing. So, and while they're not being as good at what they're doing, it makes you feel fulfilled because you think that you're getting on okay, and it's not going to bring any sort of emphasis on your own life. So,
wow, that's really hit home, because we, like in our culture, the Indian culture, we have been raised in a very judgmental community where everybody judges everyone. You know, if we go out in a low cut top as a girl, oh my God, she's a whore. You know, that's how we've been brought up. It's been awful.
Well, that's a cultural thing, and that's a fear again about their own culture and what people think in their culture. And you can't. You've got thousands of years of culture that's gone on and been taught and passed down for years. You know, I mean, there's certain cultures now that are not allowed to show any. You know, but and it must be difficult for them.
Yeah, it is. And even if like I guess in all the prestigious places, if someone lives in a smaller house, they'll get judged saying, "Oh, look at them in their little house."
Yeah, but why would they do that? I mean, love and pity. I mean, obviously, you've got to understand that somebody that judges somebody that's misfortunate it's not a very good trait, is it?
Not at all.
If they was to help them get something better, that's a far better trait.
Yeah, exactly.
But people judge people. Well, they'll never stop judging because they haven't worked on their spirituality. They're still living in primal mode. They're still living in their base chakra, which is a primal basic need.
Yeah.
So when you start getting into your heart chakra, which is, again, I think we touched on spirituality last night.
Yeah.
And the one thing I forgot to actually bring into that, because after I heard the talk, some people work on one chakra when it comes to spirituality. But being spiritual is about opening everyone.
Okay.
So that each one of the 7 chakras are vibrated on a very high level, so that you hopefully can ascend as a human being on this planet.
Okay.
So your ascension, your awareness, is about you taking control of every chakra, not just developing this one for spirit.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're doing. You're talking, because basically being spiritual is not necessarily, I think I explained this last time, talking to spirit.
No.
Being spiritual is about everything.
Yeah, it is.
So ascension is about raising your awareness and your vibrations in every area of your life and chakra, so that your whole being starts to understand what that is.
Yeah. It's like we said, it's oneness, like the fact that we are all one, the ego separates us.
Yeah. It can do. Sometimes it
can be a defense.
Yeah, I mean,
protection. Yeah.
But I mean, ego is a funny old thing, isn't it? Because okay, if you haven't got ego, you've got no self-preservation. But if you've got ego and somebody thinks that you're doing well or looking good, that's not ego. It's because they are afraid of you looking good.
Oh, okay.
All right. So to be successful, is that egotistical? No. It's only egotistical if you use it in a negative way, where you're actually making out to everybody that you're doing well and making them feel bad.
Yeah.
But if you could be successfully egotistical about yourself and your own creativity without hurting anybody, there's nothing wrong with that. Self-preservation. We've got to self-preservate ourselves, by looking good, by going to the gym and looking after your body. somebody that's jealous might think it's egotistical. It's not. It's about you putting self-preservation on yourself, making yourself feel better. As long as you're not actually hurting people, there's not a problem.
Exactly.
It's when people start to rub it in your face. There's an old saying. There's only one thing worse than a bad loser. That's a bad winner.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So, that's somebody that gloats over it,
Yeah.
But,
Sure.
They're all emotions that evolve around the sacral.
The sacral chakra. Okay. And we did a chakra healing on the last meditation. So, if you want to check that out, please do, everyone. So I think we covered everything for today.
I don't know. I think basically, as long as you've let go and you've gone with it, but don't feel afraid to let go. Because some people think they're afraid to let go of something they love still. And they think, well, by letting go of it, it's not going to come back. In actual fact, it's got more chance of coming back, because once you've actually cut the negative aspect of that energy, that it allows the love and the positive energy to come back into your life.
Okay.
So obviously, we will do some cord cutting in one of our podcasts in the future, where I'll actually go through a ceremony where you can actually follow this.
Okay, that sounds good.
I nearly added it to this one, but I think the actual cutting of the branches and almost like pruning it was letting go of energy. But at some point, I'll bring in the ceremony that actually cuts it with the angels.
Oh, wow.
So that's the strength of that Trinity that I'll bring into the angelic. It would be it's Michael and the angels of the fire and Saint Germain.
Okay.
So it'd be like it's a nice process. It's not too long-winded, but
that sounds good.
That'll be good for a future podcast.
Brilliant.
But our next one is going to be manifestation of bringing something good into your life.
Okay.
How you can bring in maybe a loved one, positive feelings about new jobs, whether it's to try and feel better about the future, and you can actually paint that future. In fact, that's what you're going to do.
That sounds beautiful, because I know that a lot of people struggle with just finding fulfillment these days in the simplest of tasks, and no one ever seems to be that satisfied with their life.
Yeah, but that's because we've got a material life.
Yeah.
The more material life is, the harder it is to be fulfilled.
Right. Okay.
Because you have one nice thing, and 2 weeks later you've got used to it.
Yeah, it's temporary.
So then you've got to understand why I still feel empty. Why do I still feel that there's a need for something else?
Yeah.
It's because you're not fulfilled in self. You're not fulfilled as a person.
This is it. So it's all about inner fulfillment, and we'll be touching that on the next one.
Yeah, manifestation, bringing positives into your life.
That would be amazing.
And it'd be good, because I'll give you some great antidotes to understand what that is.
Okay.
And the meditation, I think, would be probably, I think I've got a feeling what's going to happen already. Yeah, but if you enjoyed that one, hopefully we'll get some feedback. And the next one, I can obviously give you as much insight in the same way, but for a positive angle.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. Wow. So I hope you all enjoyed that one today. Wow, I surely did. I feel like I just need to go lie down now. A lot of clearing, so I was yawning. So if you are yawning, everybody, during your meditation, it's a good sign. It means you're clearing energies.
Oh, one thing before you go.
Yeah.
I had a few people say, well, I put it on and I fell asleep.
Oh, what does that mean?
They slept like for a long time. Well,
okay.
They obviously needed to rest. But the trouble is that on a level, the energy's still gone in.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
But what I would advise somebody to do is to go over it again. So when they're not quite so tired, so they actually absorb the process and the lesson that they need to learn.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but don't worry about sleeping. A lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I could have gone to sleep actually.
Because what they're basically not used to being in a meditation, counted down and gradually letting the body go and being aware of each part. So the last time they felt light is when they're asleep. So it's almost like giving them a feeling of rest state, but in meditation.
Oh, okay.
So that obviously it's something you can actually progress in, if you know what I mean, by following the story.
Brilliant. Wow. No, that sounds very good. So thank you so much again.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
It has been a pleasure. So it's been a different one today because we're actually on camera, so we can't hide away. So we have to do this more often.
Yeah.
Get used to the camera.
Yeah. You might all prefer us to be off camera.
Just let us know. Oh wow, so thank you so much again, and please do get in touch. My email is anu@victimtovictor.net. I know some of you are getting in touch and leaving me some nice reviews and comments, so thank you so much for that. It just really helps to know that we are making a difference out there, and it just helps to keep this going.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're benefiting, please do give us a shout.
It's got just something to say. I don't know what's going to come through, but namaste, everybody. But believe in yourself, because in yourself there's a spark of light. That light will illuminate through all of your life if you allow it to grow. Let it grow, because growing is what makes life light.
Beautiful. And on that note, we will say bye-bye and see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.